what's crazy about snow. There's the surface, but underneath that all there's a whole other world that most people are completely unaware of. It's our business to try to uncover the mysteries of those layers.
Fire the hole.
It was never a choice to live my life by the seasons. It just is the way that the world and I interact. Just the awesome power of the earth. And every season is different. You make this transition from summer, through fall, and then it starts snowing. The first layers go down, and it's another new beginning. You get to go skiing and do the field work part where you go out and observe. I'm a professional observer for the Northwest Avalanche Center and a avalanche forecaster with Meadows on the snow safety team up there. Our job is to provide the information so that the public can go skiing with the most knowledge possible as to the condition of the snowpack. So you go out and you observe and you dig pits and check on the snowpack. You can see snow layering, and then you'll do some hardness tests, block tests that people have developed over many years all over the world.
I met Laura Green about 8 years ago, and it was very clear that she was this very revered person. Everybody on patrol thought very highly of her. She just is always out there collecting useful information and reporting it back. She already is one of the pillars of the backcountry community.
I have a definite fascination for details and data. Those are good things for forecasters. Writing mountain weather forecasts every day, checking satellite, checking radar, checking telemetry, pretty much all the hard data. I do enjoy my job. Yeah, it's, I guess, the love of snow. My love of powder skiing runs pretty deep. It's all floaty, it flies up in your face. It's like, what's that like? I've always been interested in science and natural sciences, geology and the world. And I really was always fascinated by snowflakes. Everyone is individual. These beautiful, amazing shapes. But underneath that is this whole other system.
If you're going to be in the mountains, avalanches are just a part of the game. Pretty much every expedition that I've been on, there's been some sort of heavy experience. 2 summits of Mount Everest, going to K2 a couple times. And the more experience you have, the more risk you're willing to take on.
Descending K2, setting off a lot of avalanches.
But it's really hard to put a finger on why we do it.
Dave Watson, he's a mountaineer and turned over to a new phase of life and is now a dad and got a great wife.
5-year-old girl, 3-year-old boy, and a 1-year-old boy. Backcountry skiing and snowboarding is great, but it is fairly dangerous. And I feel like it's really hard to justify the risk.
First and foremost, the team has to come back safe. That's the worst nightmare, is to have your friends get caught in an avalanche, I work at the mountain, Mount Hood. This year, the first week or so of February was some of the lightest snow that Mount Hood ever sees. And it's still been snowing and cold. Some people have died, ventured into the wrong backcountry area with the wrong timing, and they were killed in avalanches. You know, you want to do your best, but it's a large mountain and there's not that many of us. We can't be everywhere. Mount Hood has a huge avalanche path and it's a windy place and you know the blizzards are heavy. It's a very big deal here. So the snow safety team has to mitigate avalanche hazard for the resort skiing public, and that's where the bombs come in. We make avalanches in bounds before the public gets there for the protection of the skiing public who is coming up there to enjoy skiing and they don't necessarily know a thing about avalanches or snow safety.
The work of the avalanche workers on Mount Hood, it's an extremely important job.
I do actually have trouble sleeping and I know that there's going to be a lot going down the next day. It's a high stakes job.
It's a very dangerous, dynamic environment.
I have a fairly high tolerance for risk. There's quite a bit that I'll put on the line.
Dispatch, fire in the hole.
There's a lot riding on your decision making. You want to be right, but it's hard to be sure. We're human beings, and it's a force of nature.
Well, Laurel, talk about a crisis. This ski patroller was in the God's Wall area yesterday doing a technique called boot packing to prepare the area for skiing. Well, that's when the avalanche hit.
Dave was out with some other patrollers in a closed area in some very steep, very avalanche-loaded terrain. And the plan was to go out there and do that work and then ski down. And Dave, ended up getting caught in a slide in there.
The patroller was only under the snow for a few minutes before his fellow ski patrol members dug him out.
It all happened super fast. And I had that thought of like, this is when my life should flash before my eyes. To think about my kids growing up without a dad. Even though I'm doing these things that are perceived as dangerous or sketchy, I've always been in control. I don't ski out of control, I don't huck huge cliffs. But I realize that shit happens. And as far as the level of risk that I accept, that is something that I can control, but where do I draw the line? It just really drives home the fact that decision-making is the key part of staying safe.
It's wonderful to be up here with Dave, knowing that he survived this epic journey through the mouth of the dragon. And this is the end of winter here, and it's time for spring and summer.
I hope that I can impart the wisdom to my kids about avalanche safety, snow science, backcountry travel, how to listen to the mountain, how to tune in, be humble, and it's got to be a return trip. Nothing is worth getting hurt for.
I guess I feel some kind of relief at the end of the season that the job is well done. We do the very best job we can, and we hold ourselves to high standards to do that because, they're counting on you to be there. It is a contribution that I can make to the world.